No kwegena kwa nebna litukori tangani ilio mwaka bujibene merongevere nebere mbuya likoirede mbuya twachengerete ko swaso mwaka yongerete bana ndonsia soberede mwaka yo kuir ni gondete ko yochengera na kuchaka senjira ya bene krobono ere itarikia ya mutienyu mutangani mwaka bujibene merongevere nebere oyuko nyuga nyereire mono anne krotwanya to gutware mechando emenene kerebinyi bya COVID-19 byanya bigotusongerera so mwaka oli amangana na ba makongwa so mwaka oli kolende gotoko semerino mwaka no chikobo mwaka bwa masenyu mwaka bo marembe no mwaka gochikoreta munjolia manina sense yito ya Kenya go manjo muliria koirali bageria bene gukwarigania SMS yeto ya mangana maya chinza Ensa Eyemo ya bono marogo beringo manyi nari atwa gusangiri kuria kete go ikaboni no kuboli yaro kwa munenje go ikomwerina lakini inyora na bokwenda gutubwati ya simitanda wita Sensa Media Facebook Ndizi TV News Sensa Media Twitter na bogoto tweet @Ndizi TV News boigo abokubwati merobiri to gwetera Sensa Media YouTube Ndizi TV News boigo na bosange garangeri kyao gwetera hasi namba eyo ere ase screen ya igorabo kaba munenje ukomweryo ngomanyu ayu amo namangi iditariane Brighton Makori. Ekera abakenya bagendete guchingira omwaka muyu mwaka w'igirubere nemerongevere nebere nigo bono murayi bwenze Uhuru Kenyatta babolira abakenya bonzi kubwatia amachiko namarago ali abekireri gwetanga kwambukirano nebinyinyi bya COVID-19 murayi bwenze ni yakwanitha ya litukuregoro anene ekero anyorete chanjo yaye gosije makanete na boost ekero anyorete litukuregoro asebona anyorete ereri tangani anene ekero arogereti gobe ekero kereri kiego kya sabakenya bali babetruchi chanjo cyabo chonsi ibere na ekero nande bono ikagire nambachiko betwa e boost boigo gati yabali babetetu echanje yu ngamo no mo chief justice Martha Koome hamo nabarai bande.
Has happened across the globe. Kenya is today currently recording a surge of infections that started in mid-December, primarily fueled by the new Omicron variant. Despite its ease of transmissibility and infectiousness, thankfully, we are witnessing less severe infections, the majority of which need not be managed in our hospitals, but under well-established, home-based isolation and care systems. Our critical care facilities are therefore not strained, and we remain on high alert to ensure that this remains so. Today, as we speak, 39 people are admitted in various ICU facilities countrywide with COVID-19. Of these, 19 are on ventilators and 20 on supplemental oxygen. Our heightened surveillance systems and continued cautious approach has so far borne fruit, and it's a clear indication that we must not let our guard down, but continue to follow the health protocols that we have issued.
Ekero murayi bwensa agendete gusegeta abakenya tunya tukubwati amachiko na margoli aliyabekire irigwetanga no kuranda kw'ebinyinyi bya COVID-19 onyore buna nigo binyinyi ebi byategete hasi ense yaitu ya Kenya mwaka bw'igirubere nemerongo ebere muri kitu sara nyarangi otita nigo atwarigani roboti rokubwatia eri tororena kyo mwaka bw'igirubere nemerongo ebere olenge karo bwata mangana amakongu asense yaitu ya Kenya.
Wuhan, China, no mocho manene imeyense yo ya China abwase binyinyi bya COVID-19 bikoretwa no buroire bwa corona byachakirete. Nigo chinse chinyinge cyanyartiko bachiwa kwa no mochando yo we binyinyi bya COVID-19 goika bono. ense ya Kenya nigo yanyoretwo murwaire omutang'ani chitariki 12 omutinyu gatatu omwaka w'echilifu 2020. Omowaziri bw'obochenu omosike Mutahi Kawe akabaga gwata eng'ane iyo gochiasaba Kenya abwasarwete gekure getindi abakenya kubwatia amachiko abekirene wizara y'obochenu eriogokiania ebinyinyi bya corona.
Of the press and fellow Kenyans, I want to inform you that the Ministry of Health has confirmed the first coronavirus case in Kenya. This was confirmed on the 12th, which was last night, as the first one to be reported in Kenya since the beginning of the outbreak in China. The case is a Kenya citizen who traveled back to Nairobi, returning from the United States of America via London, United Kingdom, on the 5th of March 2020. She was confirmed positive by the National Influenza Center Laboratory at the National Public Health Laboratories of the Ministry of Health.
Omorai bwense omoske Uhuru Kenyatta maega yokorora oburoiro bwo bwatira banta bangemano niga imogetie getambukero gyokobeka curfew namachiko aliaganire kubwatiwa eligokeania oburoire bwa corona.
Of curfew are maintained at between 7 p.m. and 4 a.m. in the COVID-19 hotspots, which comprise the counties of Kisumu, Siaya, Homa Bay, Migori, Busia, Kakamega, Vihiga, Bungoma, Kisii, Nyamira, Kericho, Bomet, and Trans Nzoia up to the 31st of July 2021. That for the rest of the territory of the Republic of Kenya, the nationwide curfew shall continue to be observed from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. for a further containment period of 60 days.
Abantu abanene imeye serikali nigo banyarete bakonyora oburoiro boiga buna omurai bw'ekiama kia ODM Raila Amolo Odinga uyo nyarete ko bakagukwanira bari kiamang'ana igoro y'ebinyinyi ebyo.
For the past 5 days, and when they stopped that drug, then when I went back, actually I was in a regime of a mixture, more of a herbal drugs that I was able to receive. I was on an oxygen for a while, but then eventually they weaned me out of the oxygen because now my oxygen levels are 90 and above. But it is a process. It takes a process, and one just have to be at it and has to be disciplined.
Omorai bwense Uhuru Kenyatta omongino ya Margaret Kenyatta amana baraibande abanene ase serikali nigo babete kiorokererio aso kubetwa esindani ya COVID-19 wose echanjo. Enyagitari ya Kenyatta National Hospital nigo ya ichoreranete n'abantu abo babwatetwe n'oburoire bwa COVID-19 buna omonyagitari otenenerete amang'ana ya marwaire yo kwambukira infectious disease akwerera.
Not requiring the ventilator or very high levels of oxygen to be transferred here so that we get him or her a bed. Sometimes you may only get a bed when you get a mortality or a death in the intensive care unit. So basically it is too many infections may mean too many patients require.
County ya Kisii nero nigo yanyoretwo murwaire omotang'ani uyo nyarete ko bagakorwa asense ya Tanzania na gosoa se county yo abwasomo governor James Ongwae atebete baimogetie getambukero na kumuira asense mo ya quarantine.
This particular case is a Kisii from Bobasi in Gionseri in Bobasi. And is a 38-year-old man who traveled from Tanzania through Namanga and came here about a week ago. Actually, it was on 14th. As soon as he arrived, of course, the measures that we have put in place up to the sub-location level, including even the village elders. Nobody would leave Tanzania, leave Nairobi, leave Mombasa, leave Kilifi, at least the hotspots, and reach Kisii without us knowing. So when the matter came to our attention, our entire security team, working closely with the county government, went to his home state, and he was brought to the Kisii to the KMTC, the Kenya Medical Training College here in Kisii, and his samples were taken to Kisumu. He was brought to our quarantine center at KMTC. That was
abarai ime yorogongorwa gusi nigo banyorete echanjo ya COVID-19 abo batebetia abantu gwesokia na konyora echanjo yo aseng'enche serikali ya Kenya konya yakorire emirobiri bwenerete na konyora chichanjo jisaine asa abantu baye.
COVID-19 is a reality, and we're told it's coming back with the vengeance. So let us protect ourselves. Let us heed to the health protocols. Let us make sure that we observe the health requirements.
Wikireiga ense ya Kenya nigegenderete kurwania obinyinyi bya COVID-19 ebya chagete omutinyo gatatu omwaka bw'ekiri 2020 wikabono bunatua koleto omwaka o 2021 niga abantu abange babwate ebinyinyi ebyo abwase serikali egenderete goteba buna nigo yabekire merobyo bene kwene kyabuna abantu bonsi nkonyora bare echanjo. Genda obetwe sindani ya COVID-19 iliyokonye ense ya Kenya nekiombekeli kyobo chenu WHO wikirania ekerengo kilikiganeire iliyogokora omochando o corona. Sara Nyarangi on Twitter, Ndizi TV.
Ayu naro Sara toreteire anene karotwa kuritu mwaka ujirwe ne merongibe noyemo oyo bwata mangana mange anene kerebinyi bya COVID-19 byagendera gutusuma ase oboime mono kurende murayibwe nsote binati gatubwati amachiko eri kwene kebuna nkotanga torebinyi ebi ukorana kwebinyi bya COVID-19 karatu kuskabosyo ekero murayibwe nsanyate gakurwe nkwana ya bene gochase abakenya bonse kara kubarganirio umwaka umoya o 2022 nigo bono haterune serikali yabekire mirobyo ya bene eri uchikwene kebuna gochiere gosire mirobyo ya bene anene bunerio bwagachi obojenu chisemi amo ne mirobyo ende nigatete buna ense yetu ya Kenya netakiri gosiro eri kwimukia ebirengo bya uchumi igoro.
In keeping with our commitment to conservation and enhancing our heritage of splendor, in 2022, the Greening Kenya campaign is expected to lead us closer to the realization of the goal of a minimum of a 10% forest cover for our nation. The campaign will achieve this by the planting of an additional 1 billion trees, and I urge every Kenyan to support this worthy initiative, as well as all others that target the greening of our country. Environmental conservation and regeneration have direct and immediate tangible benefits. For instance, in 2022, the Nairobi metropolitan area will significantly address the issue of water scarcity that has plagued our metropolis through the completion of the Northern Collector Water Supply Project that is expected to double the water supply to Nairobi and her environs. Reforms in the energy sector will also continue apace, with electricity prices expected to be reviewed even further downwards by the end of the first quarter of 2022. To boost tourism, trade, as well as social engagement, and to bolster continental integration, our national carrier, Kenya Airways, will join hands with partners in South Africa to establish a Pan-African airline with unmatched continental reach and global coverage. In the new year, within the region, and for greater fraternity, security, and shared prosperity, Kenya will join the other members of the East African community in welcoming the Democratic Republic of Congo to our regional community. This eagerly awaited addition to the East African community will make our community stronger and more capable of delivering on the East African dream. Fellow Kenyans, despite COVID, for the last 5 years, we have recorded the most impressive growth in our economy. And this is because we separated the development agenda from politics. When we chose the path of peace and reconciliation over that of political strife and senseless competition, we gave our economy a chance to grow.
Nonye ekaratuenderete ase ensemo ya uchumi nonye binyi bya COVID-19 nyama kon akwene kiwaso mwaka bweta ensi ya Kenya yanyara kigusuka bosio ase okwimuka birengo bya uchumi unyorumna ekero umurai bwensa nyarete kawo kwanira ensi kerajita ensemo ya parliament na tete ensi ya Kenya yanyara kigukini birengo bya uchumi ochigoro umusaki wito Vincent Nyanja na torganitio roboti igoro ya uchumi ngaki uchumi yanyara kekorekana ase ensi yetu ya Kenya anene kero mwaka oli bweta.
Ase omwako yiga tware tokora abantu bakubwaterani gwakubwaterani binyi bya COVID-19 uchumi yense ekarokana kogwa abwasa bande baterebuna ase okubwaterana kwendwali ya COVID-19 igo ya rebinyinye bikoleta asare nene nonya nabo omurai wense muskuru Kenyatta ni gase nkwane ya igoro yense nigo asiole tibuna omwako yense ya Kenya nigo yakina sekerongo ya 10 nuguteyemo kobentunde ntangani ense ya Kenya yakinire ase ekerengekyo.
During the second quarter of 2021, real GDP recorded a phenomenal 10.1% growth, and this is the highest growth ever recorded in one quarter in Kenya's history. It is also the first time Kenya has hit a double-digit growth number. The last time Kenya's economy got close to this kind of performance was in 2010.
Abonchori korwa sorongo rwa gusiko bwatana abonchori bande igobate birebuna endwali ya COVID-19 igoya irire okokya wo uchumi sekta yobosombi Kigali nabo igo boda boda nigo batebirebuna omwako yo mbaroche kibakwegokeria okomenta kweligoria mabuta nigo gwasegete tokonyoro kwabo gwanse asense meyo
nigo ndo chairman yo boda boda Kitutu Chache South ekene boda boda yaito asense mo ya uchumi umwako yo nigo bamokongu sana ege kogera egente gitangane mafuta niga menta mono na inde gatoka ngantunto kunyara komenta ligori akara tomente ligori na inde to gochanda abaito aba bakena baro batabwati iga so mwako yo iga twatemire go sugumo bogimo bokongu asengencho uchumi go ya mafuta gatira mono na inde chipigipigi bura torega abana ba mintokero muntu kwirigeri are gotora abange kera tora abange bono nonye no konyora chibesa kogocha gosiekero tokinga wasiekere siringi 500 na choko enda nyumba echine chibese kwa na nayo gotebanga ne chinyinge mono bontu are gotebanga ase umwako yo buno yarire serikali yeito etorengererie erigererie ensemo ya mafuta mono erinde tonyore na intwenjera to chiago tutigerana ne chibesa nkego
abonchoreri mbaratika maiga chinsemo chi sector chikanyara gukunwa aso gwateka kwebinyi bya COVID-19 abango bonigo batebiruna ebinyinyi ebina ebire barobugotigana magega uchumi kobaria kobatakuna mabratayo
asensemo ya uchumi asenya gitari ntogendrete go survive otolende there are a lot of challenges especially pandemic na yachicha abantu babeira abange bakwoba guchanya gitari kiagere bakwoba especially batata tuko pim na bakonyora ngana ba like gocha egere to mopime lakini ende togotebia bana inchinga ntunto ligo pima bantu no muntu ogwanja origereri lakini ise kobetereri nga yorokirie dalili nere like ligo gwa associate na COVID-19 is a requirement nga wikoligererigwe egero konyi
andake korengana barabwo igo batebere buna omwaka oyo kobweka ne myakinde igo banyarire gokunwa gotigana magega gokina asenseme ya uchumi yatikere negatandawiri egatandawiri yake ningo oragatagare lichibu ndiratoka libolyo na lichibu lyatigara koba libolyo abantu bokonyora wanse mbatigarete magega ase chinga kekyo ensemo y'abawonjoro ly'abemibagani nagoigo amone chombo chokwegokia enkwana egatigara nelielia.
Many hotels like lodgings and guest rooms wamefunga. We had guest rooms kama Nile zenye zilifunga which were doing splendidly good, but because ya ogosie kwe kafi ya regocha saa moja, you can imagine omuntu bunanchende market plaza topmost ase yogo swansa alia ne mirango etatu egosie at night by 6:45 ya siekirwe. You don't expect nyoro omuntu yorogari. So we've been having this harsh reality ebyasara byachirense, but hopefully because we are a 24-hour economy, as you know, we might get back.
Nonyina bo omurai wense Uhuru Kenyatta nigate auna COVID-19 iko ya turubanie binto ao ase chinsemo chinyinge.
The pandemic's devastating impact on global travel, tourism, our supply chains, investment has caused the deepest economic recession in nearly a century. We here in Kenya responded swiftly and boldly to contain the pandemic, and as a result, the human toll, though most distressing, pales in comparison to other parts in the world. While we also undertook measures to cushion different sectors of our economy, the economic pain has been pronounced.
Nigo chinga kecho kuborigo kwaruro gochasa serikali ye county ya Kisii koligereria buna abasaye nkonyorwa bare.
Actually, me being the chairman of the third key community-based organization, na rolira evijane binge bigo chandeka in Kisii town because of the space watabwati okore biashara. So I would love to call out to the local authorities. I would love them to open spaces for these young people so that they can go away from crime and other indulgences. Esa urimbanyo orase bakonya oresabuni na goteberera by the end of the day.
Omwaziri w'oburemi Esma Nonzarigo nigatebire buna oburemi igobwarigererigwa omwaka oyo anene asobotugi wechinswe asoko igoro kwenyumba yokugacha chinswe emanyekanete buna cold room ase chinswe chirabe chikogachwa egotoka asensemo ya market meyo muchobosongo
egento kenene kabisa gyakorekire se county eye ngeringa murimi bono tayurarire nga tago tugansu kiagera tabwatia sago chikoni igo tutagetabre mia bange mono batuge chinswe ekiagera twabarete irese bagocha gochigacha na se bakoni ekerori office gocha kwa okogora chinswe gekogora chinsu chonse piendani engima na ase kire yemo igo bagwa kanange siringi 300 ase ekiro yenswe 300 shillings eyo enswe yemo na bego ika 1.5 kilos to 2 igoba ni mibaito mbanyore faida nene ekiagera cold storage ya chirega iga mbabwate seba bagocha kogacha chinsu cyabo chioni nekara bagocha kuye igo bagugwaka na kibese cyari ari buna bakirusia bagopima bakora bakana kibese cyabo watigara ne kibesa chinsu cyabe cyabo injiri kiko kikobe cyomuremi omuremi gago igasi ya yene nego kikoba nokoro rende ndani yaye korageri chinswe kibesa isierengiya erinde karabako gora bagori chisu kire esa isierene nebuya
abawonchoreria abakabake buna abawonchoreria bande bagendere tokorwandra nambale no gosemeria buna omwaka 2022 mbaikeranie okogani kwabo. Vincent Onyancha, Ndizi TV.
Mwemano onyancha soroboti oruria kwa nyarogo toretera twarigiriri na kiuchumi yite yagendere kuimoka igoro tokerete buno mwaka 2020 usuma kujirwe na 2022 no jikoimoka usuchumi ne jikogendera kuimoka igoro karoto gusuka bosioni gobona kero jiskuru jikagire osikuru jiko igorwa wiki ego chani gobono ababwatani abejisemi barure birengere byabo aho asebono basegetire na ababwatani abu patakire go chamo na gosire meroberio ebwatani dijisemi eri gotanga amabe ali akwena kiwasi skuru buna emerero ogoseri emerero amo nebikorwe binde biri kwena kiwasi skuru kanne ekera abana bagochikwirina uja skuru nande boigo amatemu ni gagotakira ni gakagero cyo korekana asomotinyo gatatu umwaka uyu iga tiga onyororo bote uru asenjera yoboikirano
tigango mobe activists moko ligeri chinse ma Jones moko ba activists moko ligeri abana boka ligeri na ba aluna barabuo ngamba bwate ji rights
wa depend aba abana bali bago samba ji school is inconsequential.
Which human right is there when you want to ban your colleagues in the halls?
I am not a subscriber to those things called now human rights of the child. I don't subscribe to those things. Kwa Biblia inasema spare the rod and spoil the child. Mimi nataka tuanze kuzungumza how we will discipline our children.
Omwana uyo iga ajengino muiboli ekera gosire nyomba ngakyo kumurangeri. Daddy unafanya nini?
Ekero ebinyinyi bya COVID-19 byategete imeyenze nigo byaturubanetie obukorori bwa serikali ikigirire mpaka jiskuru gosiekwa kurende ekero chigurwa nigo bone meroberi yabene bekire eri kwena kyabona aborokiwa ase jiskuru kujibari okora matemu buna erobererie kurende nigo bono abaiboli banyarire bakomajigwa mono aso gotabegeria abana babo chimbwa chingia ejucheirere obusalia ase jiskuru onyore asamatuko amaiga nigo jiskuru chinyinge chanyara chigosambwa.
As you are aware, we are in the COVID period, ladies and gentlemen. And we have done so well because our neighbors have been closed. They are closed till next year. And God has been grateful. Next year we have 2 sets of exams for KCP and KCSE. But first of all, we did last year, we did the exam for this year which was done earlier. And all went well. His Excellency the President has directed us, both myself and the Minister for Interior and Coordination of National Government, with whom we do the exams together, that the examinations should have a human face.
Korengana no muwasiri bwejisemi George Magoa nigateberuna abana munigo baborirwe chimbo chingiya ikigerero boturubanu kwena kiwase jiskuru.
Our children are thoroughly indisciplined. You don't have to go and get a task force to find out that our children are doing what they want. The fact that the majority of schools are running well enough during this very difficult time of COVID-19 is testament enough for us to be grateful.
Boigo niga deberuna ebiranya mbitakeire gose bitakeire kwirana ase jiskuru.
We need to introduce caning back in schools like yesterday. And the parents either should stop producing children or when you produce them by the grace of God, discipline them.
Ugate kiboko chapa mtoto. Hata Biblia inasema ukinyima mtoto kiboko utakuwa umemharibu. So toko takanga abana batakira basambire jiskuru totake ko bebereria then they will come and burn home.
Waigo omugwasiri boborendi boime Dr. Fred Matiangi nigateuna netakire chingwana kati y'abateneri ba serikali eri gukwanira lingana elio.
We need to have a conversation on parenting in our country and discipline in our schools. Na tusiwachie mambo hii kwa serikali, government. Apana, it's work that we need to do. We have buried our heads in the sand for too long, especially from the point of view of parenting. If you want to know the challenges that we have with parenting in this country, talk to school principals.
Niga mentire kote auna tibarigo chigokira ekerobo kabara ogendete kwene kiwa ase jiskuru.
Sisi zote tuje hapa tujenge hapa shule namna hii. Alafu sasa kesho watu waanze kusoma. Let us all join hands, leaders. I'm asking my political leaders, my friends. Sisi sote tuzungumze na sauti moja. We must discipline our children and we must insist on some things. We cannot create a society.
Nigo abamochiri abegereri ba bwene bwa mwanyabantu asatebiruna nigo banyaro kwa gweswanani elio kubegerera abana b'ekikuru.
In the legal framework, on the basis of the so-called human rights. Which human right is there when you want to ban your colleagues in the halls?
Abantu bakuruka chi activists bakwanegera human rights kwanyoro umwana ko kwasasini yako take action kwanya baterenga basic human right yo mwana lakini akero mwalimu agoseire nduana korra bakomnya kojo thengu mwalimu agoseire nge right mwalimu na basic rights human rights ichiko basa bana boka igona algo sabanga ki ekero mo kwana igoro ya bana rights chia bana. You also talk about rights chia balimu.
Asensemo yabo bali bakwegerera obwene bw'amanyabantu nigo batebiruna barabuti baraswana na nchirinde yonsi sikisemi kulende asibono babuli serikali wesona na kubwaterana ilikwenda kibuna nkuimukibale ibirengo by'ikisemi igoro.
Moja kwa tatabikana abantu ba human rights ba defendiria abana bali bagosamba chiskuru. Is inconsequential. Njemuna nchosoro, I cannot defend abantu bago sambe skuru. Lichi kolibwatiwe, omwana ogo sambe skuru, astakigwe, kira astakigwe, airukotin, lichi koliteki it is own course.
We need to sit down na balimu, na banafunzi, all of us as stakeholders, tokuane na banaba, babe warned, na andre to me nginesnas, I think, caning never went to Kuyanase school.
Boigo abaiboli nigo bagendere gosemigwa kubalinda abana babo kero bali asikirusa
nainde molenda abana esugukuna bomoko bakelimo bwate moko inyoranga chiskuru nchise chigoru mobalende
abaiboli tigagosoka 12 ko kwira na saa 2 yabo tuko soka 12 ira na saa 10 roranki abana babo bakoraga
sistemi chekale mo inyorekera twarenge chukuru ningondo chigeta bali mu bayigona abaiboli baito omoteli koleri gasali akogecha tabalimu niranye kwalenge gochwate biraro mbaka kwangainia
ngolipoteria egetaseni Candice TV sensemo yejisemi ime na isiko yagusi iretariane Brighton Makori nogo sameri gwetu buna aborokiwa bago chikwira na chiskuru mbaji gutwara marembe na ande baji kugendera gusoma buya anne kro bago chikora matemo asomo tienyori ogatatu omwaka oyoga ande ndogenda buna baji gutwara maskani ekaromete no nyere na serikali ene tukubeke mirobiri abene iri kwenda kibuna umuroberi CPC ngoike ranore asense yeito ya Kenya karuto kurwa system ile ngoro ya 844 ene serikali ene tukubeke mirobiri uchukwaga chiskuru cha junior secondary hii ne mirobiri ya serikali ene tukubeke iri kwenda kibuna ngusirire chisemi ime na isiko ya usi ayuna na kwariganira semaragora ya bono kudende ngukubona nkuirana nda chikoraga chisesto chabutuko ilingomanyi amange gati yaya ayandi na nyaringo kumanyi ase ense ya bono maragoba igo kabamo na into enda kuri mirobiri tunyurana na bakwenda gutubwatia ase ensemeri emitanda ase ensema YouTube Ndizi TV News boigo na bagoto tweet @Ndizi TV News boigo na bagoto rikekerengeria gwetera ase inamba eyu eregurabo ngwakira basake baito bonzi namba yamono asokwarigania mangana ayatu akoreteire ne producer ya ne Petronida Mukeira asokurigireria na chibicha cyagocheire asenjera erendonge twara otukobuya tumerane chikoraga chinse zato chabutuko redariane Brighton
Ndizi TV ubwansu bw'omugusi Ndizi TV ubwansu bw'omugusi nigo bono yakonikirundekerene nagokorera chibicha chinkia nabwo chinkeno nukukigima nabwo gotonyora